I'm here with Mrs. Murphy, and we're here to talk about college readiness. When does the CCHS Counseling Department encourage Carbondale seniors to start applying to colleges?
Well, the sooner the better. We are currently in the process of seeing all of our seniors for senior checks, where we go over credits and requirements still needed for graduation. But the earlier that students are able to apply to the schools they're interested in, the better. So we definitely would like to encourage a December 1st deadline, if not sooner. And I tell a lot of my students to try to be done by October or November, if possible. Colleges do look at the date of application as a predictor of college success. So again, if you have your schools in mind and you're ready to start applying, the earlier the better for sure.
What is the FAFSA and how do we apply?
The FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid, and you'll apply for that in the spring, after January 1, when your parents or yourself, if you're an independent, have completed your tax forms for 2012. The FAFSA can be done online. At your senior check, you'll receive a worksheet that helps you understand the materials you'll need to complete it. And then in January, February, maybe into March, we will actually have a FAFSA expert here, Mrs. Foley from the Illinois Student Assistance Commission, doing small groups, individual sessions to walk you through the FAFSA in our workroom. So that's something you can get done in the school, but you will need your parents' or your own tax returns. The FAFSA is what indicates if you're eligible for financial aid grant-wise, which is free money, and or loans. And there are two types of loans, subsidized and unsubsidized, that you may qualify for. Subsidized do not accrue interest while you're in school, and the unsubsidized do. So big things to consider on that are getting your taxes done as soon as possible, and then completing the FAFSA by March 1st. That federal money, that free money that you may be eligible for goes fast, so getting your information in sooner than later, again, can only benefit you for college funding.
If we need to send our school transcripts, who should we talk to?
You can ask your counselor. We'll also review that in the senior check, but our registrar, Mrs. Johnson, who's actually right next door to me, outside of her office, she has a little table with transcript release forms available. We encourage you to take one of these for any school you're considering, and this is a form you can fill out even before your application is done, and your transcript can get to your school before your app's there and they start a file on you. It's a good idea as well, if you have schools in mind, to fill these out, have the transcript get there ahead of your application, because sometimes in the mail it may take a little longer. But this form basically gives your permission to send the official form, the official transcript, so schools can review that. And then we note on the back of the original where and when each transcript was sent. So if you have any issues or questions, we can always go back and look at where each transcript was sent.
How many school-related absences for college visit days are allowed?
So juniors and seniors each get 2 allowed absences. You can fill out the pre-planned absence form that are available in the principal's office or in our office. It's a pink sheet. At least a week ahead of your absence, so but you do get 2 days. So they're school related. It doesn't affect any incentives or attendance issues. And we encourage students, a lot of times colleges will have visit days on long weekends like President's Day, things like that. So sometimes if you're taking a trip, you can take that extra Friday or Thursday and extend your visit. I've had students take a trip to maybe Nashville and they knock out 2 or 3 schools in a weekend. So that extra day can actually add on to a lot of school visits. So, and I want to say for underclassmen, anytime you're traveling, if you're in Chicago or going anywhere, it's still a good time to stop and maybe just walk around a campus and see what it feels like.
What are important factors students should look at when selecting a college?
Well, I think a huge factor these days is obviously cost, and making sure it's affordable for your lifestyle. We'd never encourage students to want to graduate with a lot of debt. But also, you know, it just has to feel good. It has to have the interest areas that you would like. The setting has to be right. If you're a city person, you might not want to stay and go to SIUC, so those campus visits that I addressed are really important, because you'll know the feeling will be there when you feel like you're home. So it's important to look at size of class, the teacher to student ratio. Some students are interested in extracurriculars or what the living situations are like. You know, one school may have better dorm setups. So all those little factors of what makes it a home are important.
What advice can you give student athletes that would like to play sports at the college level?
The biggest advice for that is to pay attention to your GPA, your class selection, and your ACT score throughout high school. It's difficult to decide senior year that you want to be a D1 athlete if you haven't perhaps chosen the courses that qualify you. So that course selection counts from day one. Your GPA counts from day one. The NCAA qualification is on a sliding scale, so a higher GPA means a lower ACT gets you in, and vice versa. But they also want you to have specific courses. So the English, math, social studies, science, foreign language, core academics are really important on that note. I would encourage you to talk to your coaches, get contacts, and then Miss Custer, my other neighbor, is kind of our NCAA expert. So don't hesitate to ask questions related to that, and always, again, sooner than later.